A beautiful spring-like day here in Central Illinois, but there's one more night of basketball season left here in Class 2A. Hello and welcome to America's Original March Madness. I'm Lee Hall. We are at Carver Arena in downtown Peoria. Only 2 losses combined for our 2 teams here tonight in the 2A third place game. Marshall and Winnebago, only 2 losses altogether. One of them will go out with a win here on the final night of the season. Here for the call of the game, Jim Albrecht and Roger Lowe.
Thank you very much, Lee. Of course, mindsets can change in a hurry. These 2 teams had the mindset yesterday they were going to be undefeated champions. Well, now they will have to settle for a 3rd place and a 4th place, and let's see how these 2 teams made it all the way down to Peoria. Starting with Marshall, of course, they took care of business, but the biggest shot in their 2nd season was by Taylor Duncan in that super sectional game against Stanford Olympia, which sent it into OT, and of course got them down here. And then, ouch, losing by 17 to Massac County. As far as Winnebago, Joe Murphy's team was just taking care of business, folks, all the way through the super sectional, pounding Princeton, but then they ran into the buzzsaw named Seton Academy. Roger Lowe, when we take a look at these 2 teams, we see a lot of talent. Let's talk about the aforementioned Taylor Duncan for Marshall.
Well, Coach Brandon says he's the best defender in the state, and he's played very well defensively against Matt Fromm. He played well against Myers Leonard. Great game last night, as you can see, 18 points, 6 for 6 from the line.
And of course, when you talk about Winnebago, everybody talks about what they've got as far as Chaz Cross, but they also have a great role player in Brad Rankin.
Not great numbers on the board yesterday, but he played a solid floor game. He was their 2nd leading scorer. He'll run the point on this devastating Winnebago press.
Now, when you look at the keys to this game, you just have to look at last night if you're Marshall and say, let's just shoot the way we're capable of.
Yeah, this is not the Marshall team that's gotten here, and so they got to start making baskets. 15 to 55 is not going to get it done. Also, they got the Taylor brothers. Hopefully they can get some things done for them as well. And they got 3 seniors that need to go out in this blaze of glory.
And of course, if you're Winnebago, you want to keep the big redhead on the floor tonight.
Right, only 23 minutes yesterday, so they got to cross him up and keep him in the game longer. Mike Mann has led him in the super sectional, led him here yesterday. Great games by him. And also this press that Winnebago has got him those 31 victories. We'll see how well that Marshall can handle it today.
It is trophy time in Peoria. 3rd place and 4th place up for grabs between Marshall and Winnebago. We'll come back to set the starting lineups for you after these network messages. The 1A champion has been crowned today. Now we get to business of 3rd, 4th, and of course the championship later on this evening as Seton Academy takes on Massac County. Right now we're going to get together with Winnebago and Marshall. I'm Jim Albrecht along with Roger Lowe. Here is the tale of 2 cities, both coming from opposite directions to get to the heart of Peoria. And as we said in the open, both coming here undefeated, which was pretty rare, and the odds on having the undefeateds fall, well, that's what happened yesterday. As far as the cities themselves are concerned, population's pretty darn close. Enrollment, that one is in favor of Winnebago. The conferences are represented, Little Illini and Big Northern, by both schools here. And Roger, if you're a coach and you got young, resilient kids, they get over things a lot quicker than people realize, especially if you're an adult and you're going through hard times right now. But what do you tell these groups of young men? Just have some fun.
Well, you know, in this ball game, you got so many players coming back next year. There's only 5 seniors between the 2 teams, so this is a good building block into next season. So this is almost like your first practice for next year. But what we're really hoping today, Jim, and I'm sure everybody in the stands, is that fans can see the real Winnebago and the real Marshall, because neither team really showed up last night to the way they played all season long, and this will be a big night for both of them.
And our thanks to that Liberty Pep Band for providing the music here as we get set to bring you the starting lineups. Of course, it will be the swan song for the Idol twins, Logan and Lucas, and they have been the face of this Marshall program, stepping in their freshman year. I talked with Coach Tom Brandon, and he said, hey, they didn't make us great the first year, but they made us a winning team, and they got better every year after that. Let's meet all these fine young athletes and students. Let's go to our public address announcer, Mr. Herzog.
Good evening, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association and the City of Peoria, welcome to Carver Arena for America's Original March Madness. This third place game in 2A for 2009 features the Marshall Indians 31-1 and the Winnebago Indians 31-1 as well. This time let's meet the starting lineups for the Marshall Lions and the Winnebago Indians. For Marshall at a guard, a 6'4" senior, number 10, Logan Idle. At a guard for Winnebago, a 5'11" senior, number 3, Chuck Mizuraka. The second guard for the Lions, 6'2" senior, 22, Trey Brashear. The other guard for the Indians, a 5'11" senior, 11, Russell Fiore. The third Marshall guard is 6'4" senior, 23, Lucas Idle. At center for Winnebago, a 6'6" senior, 43, Jake Doty. The fourth guard for the Lions, a 6'3" junior, 32, Taylor Duncan. At a forward for the Indians, a 6'4" junior, 42, Brad Reinke. And Marshall's fifth guard, a 6'5" junior, 34, Dustin Morey. The other forward for Winnebago, a 6'7" junior, 53, Chas Cross. Head coach at Marshall for 17 years, a record of 339 and 138, Tom Brannon. Head coach at Winnebago for 22 years, Joe Murphy, with a record of 454 and 165. As the players and coaches wish each other good luck at half court, the IHSA Board of Directors and member schools expect and promote good sportsmanship from all athletes. They also expect it from their coaches, their students, their parents, and their spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting participants and the officials in a positive manner. Do what's right. No other state in America can claim the rich history and tradition that's been generated by March Madness in Illinois. It's America's original March Madness. Direct your attention to the arena floor and meet the officials for this game. Referee from Chatham, John McAvoy. From Springfield, Doug Strom. And from Chatham, Bob Engel. Presenting the game ball for this contest will be Phil Jordan, Manager of Marketing and Public Affairs, Peoria Journal-Star, one of the sponsors of the March Madness Experience next door in the exhibit hall. All of us thank the Peoria Journal-Star for their contribution to the greatest high school single event in the land.
Of course, those handshakes brought to you by Walgreens. Walgreens is a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right Good Sportsmanship campaign. Our starting lineup's brought to you by Meijer. Check us out at Shop for More at MEIJER.com.
And one difference right from the start, you can see Winnebago's going with their 3 seniors. Fiore is going to get the start today instead of Seth Gustafson.
And we will see Mr. Gustafson, of course. And there you see one of the idols. Logan, number 10, Lucas, number 23, identical. For the record, Lucas is 1 minute older than Logan. I'm sure they fight about that all the time.
Plus he wears higher socks, Jim.
Reinke with the ball out front. They'll try to get it inside to Cross, of course, but Cross can also shoot from various ranges, including 3.
And Taylor Duncan drawing the assignment on Cross. That's not a surprise.
And a whistle and a travel called on Chaz Cross. Chaz, of course, picked up that third foul in the second quarter, early in the second quarter yesterday, and that really changed the tone.
This Winnebago press has been devastating opponents all season long. We'll see how well the Lions handle it.
They handle it pretty nicely. Get it up to Morey. Morey can't get it to fall, and Cross comes away with the first rebound of his night. In a hurry is Chuck Mizuraka. Mizuraka has a habit of finding people like his teammate, Russ Fiore.
Great cut by Fiore, too. The old give and go, one of the oldest plays in basketball.
Fiore had 6 points in yesterday's semifinal action, averaging over 7 per contest as he plays his last game in that uniform. Drive by Idle, no. Put back, no. Maury. And on the other side, it's Brashear to get it to fall.
He's one of the forgotten seniors on this team, but he's, from what I've seen in the games here, he's their best off-ball defender. Really gets good angles. And once again, here comes Marshall switching defenses into a zone.
And of course, Joe Murphy, the head coach of Winnebago, after yesterday's loss to Seton Academy, said, we just haven't seen anything that quick. Oh, long jump shot by Ranke is down.
He will shoot the three. He's made 32% of them on the season.
So Ranke gives his team a 3-point lead. Idle thought about countering, but down the lane goes number 32, Taylor Duncan, and he is tough all over. You mentioned how good he is defensively, but he's also tough with the ball inside the lane.
This is a 1-3-1 defense by Marshall. They'll use that a lot of times, Jim, after made field goals.
Messeraka kicks it back out front to Fiore. Right back where it came from. Headed to the net. So we're playing a 3-ball game here, at least Winnebago is, as Messeraka knocks it down. He gives his team the early 5-point lead. In traffic, Duncan has too much on that one. And down comes the Indians. Look at Cross run the court. He's only a junior, folks, 6'7". Out front, Ranke, a little too much iron. Rebound fought for, and Logan Idle will win that battle.
Great job by Taylor Duncan, two boxing out. Put his rear end in the opposing player. Perfect technique.
Wide open is Brashear. With a short Cross with another defensive board.
Let's anticipate man-to-man on missed field goals. That's what they've been doing most of the tournament. And this is what they're in. On a missed field goal, they go man.
Fiore can't shake free, so we'll get it back to 53.
This is where scouting opponent comes so important to play, Jim, because they will switch defenses. When they make baskets, it's a 1-3-1. When they miss it, it'll be a man-to-man.
Down by 15 at the half yesterday. Joe Murphy said, hey, you got two choices. You can go out and work hard, or you can quit. They didn't quit. They worked hard, cut it to 8, but then lost the handle. We got a timeout on the floor. Winnebago with the early lead, 8-4. We're back after these local messages.
Back at Carver Arena, it's Winnebago with the 8-4 lead over Marshall, and we bring you the NAR Move of the Game, National Association of Realtors. We're down here in the front row with Todd and Karen Brashear, their son Trey. Yeah, you're getting a hand from the crowd up there. I think they miss you guys. What'd you think when they moved you down front?
I was speechless. It's just so exciting to be here.
It's pretty cool being down here right up courtside, isn't it?
It sure is.
Tell me, Todd, your son was in the paper today, mentioned his mustache. You have the mustache genes in the family and have obviously passed them on. What's the secret to a good mustache?
You got to start early, age, like 12 years old. I don't know. I reckon it's all in my genes, I guess.
Tell me about this season and Marshall getting here to the big floor and playing here in the state tournament.
Boys played very well. We played some pretty tough teams. They've came a long ways. It's broke a record for our school area, so I'm very proud with all of them.
Great. Enjoy the game up here in the front row, guys. Todd and Karen Brashear. Obviously, if I would have gotten that information about the mustaches about 30, 35 years ago, it could have helped me, but thanks. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lee. Appreciate that. And, of course, while we were listening in on the front row conversation, Cross took it to the glass and got it to fall, and Winnebago now extends their lead to 6. And, Roger, Marshall was cold as ice last night, and they're still cold down here in Peoria to start the game.
Yeah, right now only 2 for 7 from the field, and Duncan has just given them a great lift again. You know, you come in, you're thinking about the Idols, trying to stop them as a opposing coach, and Duncan had 18 yesterday and has started off hot again today.
Of course, Marshall was 5 of 27 in the first half last night, which really put them behind the 8 ball, but a 1-2 trip to the free throw line by Mr. Duncan, and Cross and company up by 5.
Great job of
that's going to be easy. Oh, too much, but he put it right back.
I was going to say it's a great job by Duncan there using his body. He didn't foul the man, but he just got his body in front of Cross, but Cross finished it back up. Cross
with that great wingspan. He's blocked 10 shots in several games this year, driving his Morey to the glass, and that's a much-needed 2.
And it was a nice shot by Morey. He could have taken it in for a layup, and it would have been a harder shot. He stopped and made that little 3- and 4-footer, kind of a mid-range shot.
Mike Mann and A.J. Thomas in the lineup for Winnebago. This is Thomas, and he'll be called for traveling. And Mann, yesterday wearing number 12. You can't miss Mann or A.J. Thomas as you see the bench there for Marshall and head coach Tom Brannon in his 17th year, their second appearance down here.
Here's his 1-2-1-1 press again. Coaches who are just starting in the business might want to take a good look at this because this is really well run.
Floater not there by Idle, and that'll go out of bounds. Lucas Idle still not finding any range here.
Well, the thing I saw about the Idols yesterday that I was very impressed about, they never changed expression. Even if they had a tough game, they did not play as well as they're capable of playing. They never changed. They played all the way hard, all the way through, and that speaks volumes as a competitor.
And here's the deal. These are sharp young men. They're very good in the classroom. They're headed for academic scholarships at Indiana State, so a loss isn't going to ruin their lives. They're well on their way to being successful men.
Notice that Marshall's trying to front the post with Cross, too. They feel if Cross can catch the ball in the blocks, he's going to score over him. So Taylor Duncan will try to front him.
Gustafson in the game puts a little too much on the lay-in, and the mustached one clears it away.
He's kind of the forgotten senior on this Marshall team, but he's a very solid player, Jim, a good high school player.
Duncan will force things against Cross. That's a nice move.
Everybody looks at him as a football player, first-team All-State quarterback, but if I was a small college coach, I'd be paying real good heed to this kid.
I talked to his dad, the former Army drill instructor, and there's a shot down low.
That's what you call slip screen right there. Thomas went in and set the screen, but it just rolled right to the basket.
So we got some offense clicking now in the first quarter. 14-9 our score. Winnebago in the white with the lead. Mann fires up a wild shot off the drive. And here comes Logan Idle. Scoots it over to his identical twin, Short. Saw a lot of that last night.
Great job of boxing out by number 13, Gustafson.
Yes, and he got it to Mann. Make that A.J. Thomas.
Credit Gustafson with that basket, though. He's the one that set everything up, and then they got the run out on it.
I got my Mohawks confused there for a second. There's only 2 on the floor. Duncan is relentless in his drive. It's picked up down low by Lucas Idle and put back in.
Now let's anticipate once again that they're going to come back in 1-3-1 zone, but it's a man. This will be a hard team to play against because they do switch defenses so often.
Nice pass on the block to Cross, and he finishes the job.
And Brashear got caught in a pick down there. They switched on that pick, and Brashear was definitely undermanned.
Working well against the press. Duncan sees an opening, but he got a little too anxious.
They were little steps, but they were steps.
Winnebago up by 7.
You know, when
sends Cross to the bench.
When we first started coaching, the only screens you had to cover were on-ball screens. Now you got slip screens, you got down screens, you got cross screens, you got, you know, it's just so difficult now with the way the offenses are being run by smart coaches that defenses have to be really ready to cover any type of screen.
Jake Doty is in now for Winnebago, replacing Cross, who takes a breather in this final 1 minute of the first quarter. That's Doty up top with the basketball. Ranke. Mann hit a couple of long threes from that spot last night.
Duncan getting just a little breather. He's still guarding a very good player in Doty down there, but he's not covering the All-Stater, Chaz Cross.
Jeff Sartorius with the basketball. Quarterback on the football team. Now quarterbacking the offense with 35 seconds remaining.
I think Winnebago will be real happy to go in at the quarter 7 up. There's less than 30 seconds. Unless they get a great shot, I think they'll just take one.
Man doesn't free up anything. Doty will force it, and that's a
That wasn't a good shot.
long miss.
That's not what he wanted.
Way too much on that one. And plenty of time for Idle, who misses everything. Logan missed the whole shooting match, and Man will come down, hang, not get it. Idle with a rebound. He'll have to fire at midcourt. It'll count if it goes, but it's a little bit short for Logan Idle. And we've got our first quarter in the consolation game in Winnebago's favor, 18-11, back after these network messages, just a little shy. Let's check those first quarter stats, brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
The one thing I really like to see is that bottom line corresponding to the second line from the top. 6 of the 8 baskets by Winnebago have been assisted. Right now, Marshall doing a little bit more penetrating, doing a little bit more one-on-one work. The coaches that I talked to, Jim, around the state said that Marshall's a very, very good team. Really handle the ball well and pass the ball well.
Last night, the threes were nowhere to be found for Marshall. They were 2 of 18 from three-point land. Tonight, they haven't found a three either after launching a pair. They could use one here to kickstart the offense. Down by 7. Nice pass down low. Duncan will take it up. No, Cross was in there to bother the shot. And here comes Winnebago. Quickly to Sartorius.
Man-to-man, Marshall.
Gustafson tried to find the big man, but a nice defensive play by who else? Taylor Duncan. On the fly, and counting it is Idle. That's Lucas on the run out. Just underway here in the second quarter. Don't forget, we've got championship action tonight. Seton Academy and Massac County.
Watch that battle down low now. Duncan will get around in front the post when Chaz Cross posts up on the block.
Oh, nice penetration by Sartorius, but a little too much on it. And here comes Logan Idle. Bounce pass to the trailer, to the glass. No, and Sartorius with a rebound. Good idea. Not the result they wanted. Ranke forcing things, and he'll be fouled by Idle, Lucas Idle, the point guard.
Just another good example, too, of the Idle boys. Again, maybe not offensively being where they want to be, but a great pass into their teammate there. Still being a good teammate for their Marshall Lions.
Winnebago had a pretty easy time getting down to Peoria. Not easy in terms of they didn't work hard at it, but in terms of close contest.
And everybody you talked to said that they thought they'd be a year away, so this team could be back down again next year.
Almost a walk, but then finishing the job is Seth Gustafson.
Very quick first step. Gustafson, as you said yesterday, football tailback, so that first step is very important to him in both sports.
He gained over 1,000 yards carrying a pigskin. Logan Kennedy in the game now for Marshall, wearing number 30 in the dark red. This is Logan Idle, and what's the call? Foul before the shot got into the air.
One thing I really like about the Marshall offense too, Jim, is they space themselves so well. It allows then for penetration. It keeps away from the double team. 12 to 15 feet, good spacing.
Both teams now with just 2 personal fouls. Logan forcing. This is Lucas Idle, kicking it right back out to Taylor Duncan. You know where he's going. Well, to the free throw line as Cross picks up the personal foul.
One thing I've also noticed too is Lucas has lost that wrap that he had. Logan has lost that wrap on his thumb. He had it on last night. He shed it. And hopefully he can have the offensive game that he's had all season long.
And you can say it feels fine, but you know, even though it's his non-shooting hand, you still got to get that ball underneath with your non-shooting hand when you launch it, unless it's a layup. So it could have affected his performance last night. It certainly did in the super sectional game.
He didn't score, but he played a great floor game. And in talking to the people who saw that game, said that he just played an outstanding game without scoring.
Man checks in for Winnebago. Duncan, no. And of course, the Peoria Civic Center still filling up in anticipation for tonight's championship. Oh, man, got a little too far underneath the basket. Otherwise, that's a perfect give and go. All the way down is Idle, and come out of there. How did that get out? Logan Idle couldn't get it. At the other end, it's Reinke with a finish.
Neither coach can be happy with those defensive situations. Both got runouts. The defense just didn't get down the floor. And both these coaches are outstanding defensive coaches.
8-point lead. Brashear has numbers. Logan Idle has a wide open three, but it's not there. Mann kicked it around. Logan says, I'm going back up. That's blocked and rejected by Mann. But Mann stepped out of bounds.
Jim, I tell you, if I'm the coach of some of these kids, I would tell them to start aiming for the far side of the rim, because I have seen so many shots at this arena come up and hit the front of the rim. So just aim for the far side of the rim. Don't change anything with your shot. Just try to aim for a different target.
And again, most of these schools play in a lot smaller venues. Depth perception a lot different. There's a nice drive by Logan Idle. And it's a 6-point lead for Winnebago, who has the ball going down low post. He kicks it right back out to Reinke. Yep, that's 3.
We focused on him at the start of the game. We said that he could be a huge key.
And a turnover at the other end.
Yeah, that was kind of unforced. Reinke there did a nice job also defensively. So he gets the three-point shot, and then they get the ball back.
And it was the quick pass back by Chaz Cross that set up the 3. If he motions down there a little bit and keeps the ball for another couple seconds, you don't have that wide open teammate. Nice touch pass, and now they return the turnover favor.
Just give it back to us here. So once again, notice this press, 1-2-1-1 with Reinke on the point. They will trap out of it.
Taylor Duncan quickly ahead. That's Jake Tucker in the lineup, number 24 in the red. Oh, look at that move. That's pretty.
I'll tell you, if you didn't know and you weren't watching these stats, you'd think this is the all-stater that they've got. Taylor Duncan has had a great tournament.
In a hurry the other way is Fiore, and he throws it away. We're going to pause as both coaches will gather their troops. Winnebago still holding the lead by 7 back after these local messages. Finish it, Taylor.
Back at Carver Arena, Winnebago enjoying a 7-point lead. We're back in the front row. These guys had these seats the whole game, though. Karen and Dennis Cross, Chaz Cross's parents. I know, I was going to spit it out there eventually. You thought you'd have trouble talking on TV. Tell me about Chaz. He's a big guy. You guys live on the farm. He does a lot of work out there, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He does a lot. He helps his dad on the farm.
And driving the tractor and combine and all that stuff.
Yeah, so he's not just he's plays basketball, but he's not a one-guy thing.
When he's not tied up in sports, he's on helping.
He's well-rounded. Then tell me about the run to state this year for this team.
Oh, it's been crazy. The kids have had so much fun, and I am. And they have enjoyed every minute of it. They've been playing since they've been 3rd grade as 5 of them or 6 of them, and the rest of them have fit perfectly, and they've enjoyed every minute of it.
All right, good to see Winnebago back here. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys, back over to you. See, Chaz Cross works on the floor and off, I guess, huh?
Indeed. I've always wanted to drive a combine. I don't know why, but nobody lets me do that. While we were visiting with Mr. Cross's parents, it was idle to the glass as Lucas hit Logan on the drive, and now suddenly it's a 5-point game, and Logan can finish this thing.
And even more importantly, Chaz just picked up his 2nd foul on that, so I want to imagine he's going to be sitting for the final 4-16. Foul troubles have plagued Chaz down here at State. I don't think that Coach Murphy wants to risk him getting his 3rd.
He picked up his 3rd last night in the 2nd quarter. Free throw not there.
So this is where Marshall could make some hay now with the All-Stater out of the lineup in the last 4 minutes.
Sartorius wants a three, in and out.
They do such a good job of boxing out too, Jim. Marshall very well schooled in that end.
Jake Tucker with a rebound. Wide open, Duncan. Nope. A.J. Thomas strong to the glass.
I'm sure Coach Jerry Thornton from Stanford Olympia, a friend of mine for over 30 years, just winced when he saw Duncan take that shot, because that's what kept Coach Thornton away from Peoria.
Yeah, that last second three in the super sectional, sometimes that is the difference between who's here and who's home. Ranke gets it blocked by Idle. It was Lucas with the rejection. Logan picked it up, and quickly we have another Duncan in the lineup. Jacob Duncan, the younger brother of Taylor, and a miss on the other end by Idle. And here comes Mann. He's going to go all the way and find himself at the free throw line. Oh, they're going to call it, I think, before the shot. Let's see.
I think so. I think it was on the floor on Logan Idle.
Yep.
It's kind of interesting if you watch this replay that Idle can't even catch him running. Mann was able to beat him dribbling the basketball, and it didn't look like Mann was running that hard, but when a man running defensively can't catch him, you can just see how smooth Mann is.
Mann had 21 points in the semifinal game.
And he led the team in the Super Sectional against Princeton with 14.
More contact out front.
Once again, referees letting the players play the game. It's only the 5th foul there. And a replay once again. That's something probably shouldn't happen. AJ probably does not have the speed to get around you if you just move your feet.
Long jumper from the far corner isn't there for Ranke, and now Marshall, oh man, almost came up with a pick. But Marshall will have a chance here to cut it to 3.
Now that's the one thing.
Or 2.
That's the one thing Taylor's got to remember. Now, if you only see 4 white jerseys ahead of you, there's got to be one somewhere else, and he almost got his pocket picked. You got to read the floor ahead of you.
And for your information, Mann did not show up at his parents' house with the Mohawk. He said, "Hey, Dad, what do you think?" And Dad said, "I'll do it."
I was thinking maybe they only had enough money for one haircut, and they had to split it up between the two of them.
Taylor Duncan gets it right back to Logan Idle, and now the other Idle is still off the mark. Boy.
Just haven't been able to find it down here.
But they keep playing defense. Almost broken up there, but A.J. Thomas got it back to Ranke, got it down, but no. Got it on its way. Thomas will try to counter, no. So both teams a little cold right now. Ranke had the wide open 3. As Lucas Idle.
Only 14 fouls in each team, but Chaz Cross has half of them for Winnebago.
Logan floating to the net. And that's what they're capable of, Roger. That's the kind of plays they make with consistency. They just have not been hitting their jump shots, the Idle brothers, here at this tournament.
They're smooth. They penetrate real well. They just glide through the lane, it looks like to me, and that's a 6 points there. 6 point for Logan. We're going to get to see this play again. Once again, just putting the ball on the floor in the reach. All you got to do is move your feet. I'd rather you move your feet for 2 or 3 than try to take that reaching foul. Here's Gustafson shooting 70% on the year from the free throw line.
And say what you will about the atmosphere and the mentality of playing a consolation game, but I know for certain that this is true. When you're filing in here, if you already have your seat, you come to see an entertaining contest to get yourself stoked up for the championship game, and so far, so good.
You know, I've never bought into the fact that you know, the kids are competitive. They're gonna compete no matter what it is. So because it's a 3rd place game, it's a regular season game, because they're competitors, they're gonna go after it for 94 feet for 32 minutes.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the first half, and the last first half for Mr. Idle here, who makes a good move and gets it blocked from behind, but they say A.J. Thomas might have got somebody.
We're going to see it again here. Logan Idle putting the ball on the floor. A.J. Thomas trying to get to the spot, trying to beat him there. Logan's first step is very, very quick, very good, and you can see it.
That was close.
Not a real good job of the weak side defense by the Indians.
There was body contact down low, and I think that's where the whistle came from. So Logan Idle, who averages 18 points a game, his brother Lucas 15 points a game. So you can see how important they are to the offense.
We talked about this yesterday. He has the 2nd highest free throw percentage in the Final Four with 86%.
Jake Doty comes back into the Winnebago lineup. Checking out is A.J. Thomas. See a good shot of the young man headed to Indiana State. They say that people misidentify them every day because they're identical twins, and instead of saying, no, that's not me, they just answer each other's greetings. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm Lucas. I'm good. Nice pass underneath, but a rejection by Logan Idle, who has numbers the other way. Tucker back to Idle. Hangs, hits. 1 point game.
Nice job by Jake Tucker to get the ball back to your scorer, too. Tucker could have taken that shot, but gave it up.
Russ Fiore will slow it down. Nice crossover dribble. He has a man in the corner. That's Gustafson. Gustafson. Remember, Cross on the bench with 2 fouls. Sartorius. Oh, nice move. Jeff Sartorius, he bodied that baby home. 3-point Winnebago lead. Let's see how they play the final 43. Well, they're not going to get a chance because Taylor Duncan traveled.
Now, Jim, if I was Joe Murphy, I'd go after Lucas Idle right now. He has 2 fouls. That's number 23. I'd try to see who he's guarding and go right after him. Now, Gustafson, it's 23. Lucas Idle is the man who has 2 fouls. Right now, he's covering Gustafson. Now they just switched, and he's guarding A.J.
Let's see what the instructions are from Joe Murphy.
Actually, he's guarding Sartorius, my fault. But you got to keep Lucas Idle from getting his 3rd.
Ooh, that was almost a travel there. Nice catch by Russ Fiore. Not an easy one, and there's a bad pass coming the other way, right to me. Thank you, Roger. You saved me. I'm afraid of those things, those moving spheres.
Usually when a ball comes my way, I shoot it. My motto was, if you're open, I'll fake it to you.
If you're open, I'll fake it to you. I love that.
Now, Winnebago could watch for penetration again. I keep beating this horse, but Lucas Idle needs to stay in this game with 2 fouls. So you might look at Winnebago taking a charge on him.
Thomas back in for Winnebago, Doty out, and we will have one final shot if Mr. Duncan has anything to say about it. He goes off a high pick by Tucker. Time's a wasted. 2 seconds in the air. No. Rebound Thomas. And the first half of the consolation game of Class 2A in the state of Illinois is in the books, with Winnebago having led the entire way, seeing their lead reduced to 3. We're back with more on the IHSA Television Network. But first, we're going to go over and talk to Joe Murphy and Lee Hall.
All right, thanks a lot, Jim. Coach, you guys had, 8-9 point lead, and Marshall bounced back there. Pretty hard-fought first half for a third-place game, especially.
Yeah, a third-place game, it takes a while for both teams to wake up a little bit, and Marshall had a nice run there. So hopefully we'll get our big kid back in there. We'll settle down a little bit.
Yeah, the game kind of changed when he went out, didn't it?
Yeah, we got to watch the fouls on him. He's kind of not moving very well today.
All right, good luck to you second half, Coach. All right, back after this on the IHSA TV network. Welcome to our National Association of Realtors halftime show. The NAR wants you to know that home ownership is an investment in your future. When ready to buy or sell a home, contact a realtor, a member of the NAR. Winnebago, a 29-26 lead over Marshall here at halftime of our 2A third-place game. Lee Hall, Cliff Cameron, head coach at Pleasant Plains, state champions in 2000-2002. I was over in the March Madness experience and saw the big poster with you and your team. Got to bring back good memories for you.
Always brings back good memories when you come here. It was a great experience, and it's still, every time you go there, you see those, it brings back a lot of good memories.
You looked like you had a pretty good workout in that game, I noticed.
I did.
Let's talk about this ball game. Winnebago had I had them for a 9-point lead at one time. Chaz Cross comes out with foul trouble, and that was kind of the key to the first half.
That's a big factor right there. Chaz Cross, really, Marshall doesn't have a matchup for Chaz Cross inside 6'7", and so they can take advantage of that. Without him in the lineup, I think Marshall has the advantage with their guards, with their quickness. I know the Lotto brothers seem to be putting on a little bit better performance tonight. I think a lot of teams both teams were tight last night. It seemed to be more relaxed tonight, especially playing the semifinals, and also both of them hadn't lost yet. And so somebody was telling me tonight that this was last night was Marshall's first loss in the entire high school program this year, JV, freshman, and varsity. So I think they're both playing a little more relaxed today than they were last night.
And the Idol twins, their outside shots aren't falling, so they are able to create.
Yes.
They've gotten to the hoop a few times, and that's the important when the outside shot's not falling.
Right, if it's not falling, you got to be able to take it to the hole. And I believe it's Logan Lyda who's gone inside for like 12 points. And so the outside shot may start falling, but they have been taken to the hole.
All right, we will be back with more from Carver Arena after this local timeout. It's Winnebago by 3. And welcome back to our National Association of Realtors halftime show. They're doing the rainbow shot. There you can see them shooting from one end of the floor. Somebody just made one from the free throw line at the opposite end, and this crowd goes nuts. So you may not be able to hear us for a second.
It's loud.
It's a lot of fun. Tony Pisano from here in Peoria is the host, and you can hear him probably better than you can hear us. Let's take a look at our halftime stats here, brought to us by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Marshall shooting just 11 of 29, Coach. 0 of 7 behind the arc.
Right. So I think we have two pretty evenly matched teams, both with 31-1 records. The stats look pretty easy. The key there, I think, Marshall has any outside shots. I think they get some outside shots fall second half. Things are going to look pretty good for them.
All right, let's take a look at the other numbers. Turnovers, 8 to 5. Marshall with just 5. And the points in the paint, that's a pretty impressive number. That many for both teams. That's what, 75% probably of both teams' points.
Yes, so I'm surprised Marshall's able to get in the paint the way they have. You can see they're led by Lucas Otto, who has 10. Duncan, again, had another good night. He did last night, too, with 8.
Ranke leading Winnebago with 8, Cross with 6, Mizoraka with 5. Let's talk about adjustments. Now, Cross is going to come back in. He'll have 2 fouls, so that'll be a plus for Winnebago.
Oh, I think so. I think when he's in, Marshall has trouble defending in the post. So if he stays out of foul trouble, that's going to, of course, benefit for Winnebago. Also, I thought when Winnebago was pressing, Marshall was able to get through there pretty easy and look for transition baskets. So if they can keep on doing that, they're going to be in good shape. I think the key is for Marshall to hit some outside shots, and the key for Winnebago is to keep Cross out of foul trouble.
All right, we've got 16 more minutes to play in our third place 2A game. Back after this local timeout.
coming back to Carver Arena for a team that was shooting 40% on the year from three-point range. Marshall just can't find the range from threes. They're 2 of 25 in the last 6 quarters. But let's take a look at some of those first half statistics, or I should say highlights here. What do we got,
There's
Roger?
Peoria taking the ball to the basket for Winnebago. A surprise starter, but his coach started the seniors. And there's a nice shot by Mizuraka. If you notice, his feet were set, a good follow through. Taylor Duncan has been the guy that if I was a scout, I'd say this guy is the #1 player in this ball club in the tournament. Done a great job right there. Here's A.J. Thomas running out on the floor for Winnebago. Big man, but got out ahead of traffic. And now the Idle boys who carried him all along. Great pass in there by Logan to Lucas with good hands. And then we're going to see the last highlight. I believe it's going to be Logan Idle coming down off a screen by Taylor Duncan for the high layup.
Let's go to Lee Hall.
Okay, here we go. All right, we're with Tom Brannon. Coach, you got Cross out of there in some foul trouble, and you're able to take advantage of that and get back in this ball game.
Yeah, you know, give credit a lot to the boys. They were taking it to the hole, taking it right at him. You know, I think that's going to be a key part of the game. Probably you'll see us do the same thing second half, take it right at him.
Got to get that lid off of there still.
Oh, I know. We're 11 for 30. We rubbed our sacred Buddha down there. Maybe we'll make some shots, all right?
All right. Maybe that will be the key to success for Marshall here in the second half. Back with the second half after this on the IHSA TV network.
Hey, when you're thirsty for some great basketball, don't forget about Zero Cal Water. Coverage of this IHSA basketball tournament is sponsored by Walgreens and Zero Cal Water. Zero Cal Water exclusively available at Walgreens. They're a proud sponsor of this IHSA network broadcast.
Well, I'm a little bit confused right now, Jim. I thought Cross only had 2 fouls. The stats that we got here and on the board having for 3, so we're going to have to go with that. I only remember 2 fouls by him.
Well, if he does have 3, that takes away a big defender inside as far as his aggressiveness is concerned. And, of course, if you're Tom Brannon, you go right at him, as you heard him talking to Lee Hall about that very thing. I think I want to go rub the sacred Buddha. I don't even know what it is, but I want to rub it.
And Taylor Duncan has just done a great job on him defensively, but you would expect that.
Winnebago starts with a basketball, trailing by 3. They go down low. A very difficult shot by Chuck Mesaraka.
He is strong with the ball, too. He got bumped and was able to put the ball up in the hole.
Taylor Duncan in a hurry, and he'll wait for teammates.
Mesaraka may be the most underrated player on this Winnebago team.
Logan showing his stuff. Lucas Idle showing his stuff with the drive off the glass, and it's a 3-point game.
Both Idle boys in this third place game, Jim, have showed a real good penetration game, able to take the ball to the hole and finish.
Russ Fiore starting the second half, the senior. Ooh, almost a turnover there as Ranke takes it down the middle, and they say he knocked it out of bounds off his leg.
Now, Ranke on the point of this press is going to be the most critical part of it. Winnebago a little bit slow to get into the trap, though.
They break it nicely. Brashear gets it over to Logan Idle. Logan waits for a little help, and now his brother will take over the offense.
You won't see the Indians of Winnebago play much other than man-to-man. They're very, very, very well coached in this defense.
Well, if they can hit their first 3 of the night, we'll be tied. Maury says, I want glass. He gets too much glass on the other side of the rim, and here comes the Indians.
And they went right after him, Jim. You saw that. They went right after Cross.
Mesaraka again. Cross tried to follow, but Mesaraka somehow gets it back to Ranke, and it's going to go off the back of the bank board and come Marshall's way. Tom Brannon shouting, well, we call it coaching encouragement. There was a certain tone to that. Third place on the line here. Neither of these teams have ever taken a third place trophy home. For Marshall, it will be their first trophy ever. Long jumper, there's Lucas Idle, and we are tied at 31.
And you know, you don't have a horse in this race, but it's just nice to see the Idle boys get off on the perimeter.
Cross, baseline. That's a forced shot, but he is going to get the benefit of Logan Idle's right arm, it looked like, and go to the free throw line.
Yep, this is a good move by Cross. He's going to be a very good player because he can take the ball to the basket. He's a threat to score from outside as well. Long, long arms. You take a look at that. They say a 7-foot wingspan.
Well, he could probably go one-on-one with a condor with that wingspan, I'm telling you, man.
He's got more rebounds than anybody in the tournament, Jim, and he does a real nice job with his body too. He posts up, or he boxes out very well, and doesn't have great jumping ability, but not many rebounds can be taken above the level of the rim.
And as you heard his dad and mom say, he's not a spoiled kid on the farm. He does the chores. And when you have 10 rebound average, that's pretty incredible in high school. All the way, it's Lucas Idle again.
Winnebago's got to come up with some kind of solution to stop the penetration, because that's what's keeping Marshall in the game. It's not their perimeter game.
Well, the Idles were idle for 6 quarters in Peoria, but they're now in 4th gear, folks, as Cross turns against the double team and nails it off the window.
I'm glad we're going to get to see a replay on this, because Taylor Duncan had an arm in his back, if you see this, and then just extended it is all he did. He had his arm in there, and once you put the left arm,
yep,
and then just was able to push him away a little bit, and that's what created the foul. As long as you don't put the offensive player at a disadvantage, Jim, they won't call the foul.
And Cross is so strong, sometimes you don't like to see a big man bring it down anywhere near his chest, but he can do that and get away with it. Morey with a rebound. Winnebago with a precarious 1-point advantage. Idle playing catch, and now Duncan says, let's go around the horn and see if Idle's still hot. No, he is not that time, as Lucas Idle misses it, but his brother gets the rebound, and they go inside to Morey. Too much, and Mann has the rebound for Winnebago. Everybody in a hurry now. Messeraka with a bad pass. Here comes Trey Brashear. Oh, look at this move by Duncan against Cross, but he's fouled, I believe, by Mann before he got to the low block.
We're going to get another chance to see this play. Nice move in here by Taylor Duncan. Couldn't finish it, but we're going to get a foul, and we're going to have a break here.
We got a timeout. We'll be back after these local messages. It's a tight race for third.
Winnebago a 1-point lead, 34-33. Marshall still making a run thanks to, which one was it? Lucas Idle. And we are with their parents, the twins' parents, Fred and Janet. Lucas, Logan, how do you tell these guys apart? I keep hearing about how nobody can tell them apart. They have to answer for each other.
It was very easy on the court because Logan is 10 and Lucas is 23. Is that a good answer?
No, that's not a good answer. How do you tell them apart at home?
The personalities are a little bit different. Logan's always trying to pull something on everybody. Lucas is a little bit more reserved, and he's more of the leader probably of the two.
Tell me about these boys. They're both going to Indiana State on academic scholarships. Obviously, they get it done off the court as well.
Yeah, they do. They've been good in the classroom, and we're real proud of them for that fact, and looking forward to seeing them play for Indiana State next year.
Maybe in this very arena.
That'd be great, absolutely.
All right. Fred and Janet Idle, very proud of their two young men, Lucas and Logan, whichever one's which. Back to you.
Marshall has grabbed the lead, so the Idols are happy along the sidelines and on the floor because Taylor Duncan has given them a 35-34 lead. And Roger Lowe, you know, everybody gets mentioned when you're in uniform and you're the head coach, but there's a lot that goes into this game, especially on the sidelines during the practices. And I want to congratulate all the coaches on both squads. Of course, for Winnebago, you've got Tom Sipes, Matt Kaufman, and Ben Powers on the bench.
You know that Matt Kaufman and Ben Powers both played for Coach Murphy. Ben Powers was on that 04 team that finished second, and Matt Kaufman was on a team in the early 2000s. So it's nice for the former players to come back and play under assistant coach.
And of course, you got Chris Kessler and Pat Duncan. Taylor's dad, the assistant coaches. Oh, that's not fair. Brad Ranke had it roll around on every centimeter of the rim, but it wouldn't go. Idle kicks it right back out. Now that's a nice movement with the ball there, but they didn't get a shot off of it. But you like to see that ball leave the hand in a hurry once it gets there.
I might want to give the Idols a step too, because they're able to penetrate and beat you there. If you can get off from the step, you're going to make them shoot that outside shot.
Taylor Duncan again. He's got 14 points, and we got a blocking foul against Logan Idle. Here's a little trivia for you, Roger, and all you folks at home. Under the old two-class system, this school won more games in Class A than any other. Name them. Of course, our trivia question brought to you by the National Association of Realtors.
I'm going to go with the Lawrenceville Indians. That's going to be my prediction, my guess, under the legendary Ron Felling. Mr. O'Boy sitting beside me challenging me that I will get it wrong.
And remember, the National Association of Realtors wants you to know that home ownership is an investment in your future. Give that man a mascot head. You are on it.
Move to the top of the class. You know, one thing I was thinking about with Lee Hall's conversation with the Idols, Logan's 10 and Lucas is 23. You add the numbers up, that's 33. If they can be as good a player as Larry Bird there, they're going to be pretty good, huh?
Well, oddly enough, if you add up their point totals, their averages, it's 33 points collectively a game. So the threes are wild for the Idols. We got a game.
Larry Legend over there.
Marshall, which had trailed by 9 in the first half, now has a 3-point lead, and the basketball. Inside shot, not quite there. That was a wild one by Brashear. And now Jeff Sartorius will bring it up, looking for a little consistency on the offense this time. The Indians need a good shot here. Sartorius wants it, but that's off the mark. And with the rebound, it's Logan Idle. To his Bro. Bro back to Bro. To the hole. No, way off the mark. And those three-pointers have just really not been there this tournament.
1 for 10.
Marshall.
1 for 10, Jim. As I was trying to say earlier, I would lay off these guys a step because the penetration's what's kept Marshall in the game.
They are 3 for 28 beyond the arc so far down here.
Force them to make that shot and make more than one. Because that first step, they're getting by the Marshall defense.
Cross, walks. Now in college, probably not a walk. Here, definitely a walk.
That's a real tough call there. The officials have done a great job as they have all tournament. Sometimes they watch the upper body rather than the foot, though.
And those are big feet on that man. Brashear will wait for help. A.J. Thomas getting set to check back in for Winnebago.
It's been a very, very well officiated game, Jim.
And an elbow thrown by Lucas Idle.
Interesting that Cross was guarding him, though, because Lucas Idle's going to be handling that ball a lot, and Cross could have picked up number 4.
But you mentioned this earlier, Roger Lowe, but the demeanor of the identical twins is identical. I mean, they just don't give anything away. They could be down by 10. They could be up by 20. They keep that same look.
They could be on that, what is it, the World Poker Tour on ESPN. They don't change expression.
Texas Hold'em, not against the Idols, please. Sartorius. Nice kick out to Thomas. Is he? There he is. A.J. Thomas, and we're tied at 37.
He's got a nice pull-up jumper. He doesn't look like he has that soft touch, but he certainly does.
Coming into the tournament, he only had 1 3-pointer all year, as we get a foul at the other end on the drive by Logan Idle. Of course, A.J. had 8 points in the semifinal yesterday, so he's been definitely helping in the offense.
Well, here's your 4-year starter playing his last quarter and a half for his Marshall Lions.
Yeah, if you want a free throw contest and you want to win it, pick this guy.
Right now, the 3 players, the 2 Idols and Duncan, have 34 of the 38 points for Marshall.
I guess you call that the triangle offense?
That could be.
Sartorius. Oh, there's a lot of contact, and what's the call? Oh, I'll tell you what, Lucas Idle saying, hey, Sartorius threw an elbow, and let's see.
Yeah, you can't ride a guy, though, like Jacob Duncan did. You just can't keep bumping him. Maybe one, they let it go, but he was stopping his progress, so a good call by the official. Sartorius only a 57% free throw shooter, though.
Yeah, Sartorius is the only or I should say, on Marshall's side, if you're not named Duncan or Idle, you're the only non-brother out there.
This would be a guy that Coach Murphy, though, is going to count on for some huge minutes next year, Jeff Sartorius.
So Marshall with the basketball and the lead. Got the Idle brothers in there.
And now you see Cross covering Taylor Duncan. You might want to try to get, he's covering Brashear. So a good move by Coach Murphy, putting on a guy who's probably not going to touch him.
Oh, nice backdoor pass.
The screen set that up, Jim. A great screen on the high post by Marshall.
Taylor Duncan to Logan Idle.
You know, basketball coaches see that type of play, and the fans only see the layup, but it was the pick that set that play up.
Amen. Frankie's been quiet here in the second half. That's where they want to go, and they don't get it. Cross fighting. Watch out, he's got 3 fouls, and Idle comes away with it. Lucas gets it out, and here comes Taylor Duncan. You better step in front, and they finally do, as Logan floats it home.
Well, I'm going to take the positive side of this, that Marshall's just doing a great job of penetrating that basket. It's gotten them where they're at right now. They're getting themselves up to 43% for the ball game.
They trailed by 3 at the half. Now they lead by 5. Cross outside, count it.
Now what do? Do you go up and guard him, or do you lay off him? And you know he can shoot over you. He can dribble by you. He is going to be a tremendous player.
Ooh, contact and a block. Well, fighting for every inch of court. That time, Seth Gustafson will be called with the personal.
Well, Gustafson tried to take the charge here, just couldn't get there in time. And the next foul that Winnebago commits will put Marshall on the line. That's the 6th foul for the Bago Indians.
Well, when you're a tailback like Gustafson is, that's just a love tap. No big deal. Don't have any linebackers coming up and saying hello. Lucas Idle going, not getting, though, the result he wanted. Here comes Sartorius, 15 seconds remaining. A conventional basket here, and we enter the 4th quarter tied. Sartorius still has time, but he better hurry. Gustafson, and now Sartorius again for 3. He got it! He beat the buzzer and put his team up by 1 as we head to the 4th quarter. Don't go away. We got a dandy fight for 3rd. Back after these network messages. An interesting 3rd place race underway, and let's take a look at the stats after 3 quarters. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Now look at that 4th line down. Marshall 1 for 11 from 3-point field goals, but they have got 30 of their 43 points in the red paint. So again, if I'm Bago, I'm going to force them to shoot the ball outside. They have not proven that they can do this in the tournament, but they have proven, especially the Idle boys, that they can penetrate the basket.
And again, you're seeing the real American Idols tonight as opposed to what happened last night when they couldn't buy a basket.
And once again, cross covering Brashear down there. Brashear, again, not a great offensive threat for Marshall.
Man-to-man defense. And A.J. Thomas almost had the steal, but Taylor Duncan outfought him. And we've got a whistle and a foul against A.J. Thomas, I think.
Well, you got 2 competitors there. They're going after each other. Thomas, a very strong guy, and as you said, the All-State quarterback. Oh. That was definitely an intentional foul. Wasn't called.
That was no waltz, that's for sure.
And as we said, the next foul that Bago committed was going to be a bonus, so Marshall shooting the 1-on-1.
Thomas will come out. Mike Mann in. And Taylor Duncan at the line. Taylor, a 77% free throw shooter on the year. Had 26 points in the Supers, 18 in the semifinals, and he's back with more tonight.
Anybody that says that strength training hurts a shooter's touch, just take a good look at Taylor Duncan. The kid is really put together, as you can see from the waist on up, but a very nice soft shot.
Well, times change, Roger. It wasn't all that long ago, maybe 25, 30 years ago. You couldn't find a basketball player in the gym. People would ask, why are you here? Are you lost? Man. Looking for a kick out. Nobody's there, so Ranke comes and helps him out, but now we've got a steal, and Duncan will finish.
Boy, I tell you what, he got his left hand up there and knocked that play away and finished it. He is a tremendous defensive player.
Winnebago down by 3, contact, and it's going to be a charge, and Joe Murphy can't believe that call.
Well, I tell you what, you make the call here. It didn't look like he was set, didn't look like he got hit very hard, but just got kind of hit on the left side. Could have been a no call, but once again, the officials have a better view than I do.
Can we use that 4-letter word, flop? Can we use that one on the air? Because Taylor Duncan played it perfectly. The official bought it. And now his team has a 3-point lead and the basketball. As Lucas Idle will reset. We got a lot of time left in this game and a dogfight out front. Sartorius touched it last. He nods his head to the official. Yeah, I did.
Jim, I've been working these tournaments for 6 years now, and we've just dealt with gentleman after gentleman after gentleman with coaches, but these two guys here would be near the top of the class, if not the top of the class. Both these guys are just extremely well liked in the community, well respected, and outstanding coaches.
Yeah, they've been around for a while, a collective 49 years on the bench. Idle. Tough shot, couldn't get it to fall. Bodies are flying, but Lucas is there, and they will maintain possession thanks to the hustle of number 23.
Trey Brashear has played a very important role, too, in this run by Marshall. He's the guy that's setting those high post screens and freeing these guys for their open layups.
Saw Tom Brandon, 339 wins in the bank already in his career. 340 would be nice. It would come with the consolation prize, a third-place trophy. Down low, Idle, back out to his brother. In. Lucas Idle for 3.
I still think that's a shot that Winnebago has to make them hit, though.
And the biggest lead of the night for Marshall is 6.
They haven't proved they can do it consistently. I'd still make them keep doing it.
Man cannot counter. Rebound Brashear. Lost it for a moment, gathers it back in, gets it out to Lucas Idle. Lucas surveys. He's got a wide open Duncan. No. Rebound comes off the other side to Chuck Mesaraka. Mesaraka pushing, gets it up. Shot is not there by Fiore. And up and down we go. The pace has quickened here with 5:50 remaining in the contest. I guess we probably should add in regulation the way this thing's shaping up. Logan Idle back to his brother Lucas.
Look how far apart they are now. Spacing very well done by Marshall.
And a tap out of bounds by Fiore.
When we talk about spacing, we're talking about the distance between ball and man. If you get too tight in there, you can get double teamed. So you try to keep these things spread out, which again opens up dribbling lanes.
They go right to the low block to Idle. Too tough of a defense to get around. Apparently that time, ball tapped out of bounds. It'll belong to Winnebago. Cross was in there, but sometimes you get so low down there, you just really don't have an angle.
Remember, the best angle in the post is a direct line between you and the ball. Or excuse me, the rim and the ball. That's the best angle to be in the post.
So Winnebago, trailing by 6, needs to respond here. Mesaraka wants to take it himself. Nicely done.
Well, he's good. He's a really good player. I've enjoyed watching him play this week.
And remember, he's a righty. That was the left hand that got it done. Down to a 4-point game. And Taylor Duncan.
Notice the cross is on Duncan now.
Lucas Idle, nope, and it's coming out of bounds. Last touch by the young men in red.
It's a great call by Coach Murphy because he still only has 3 fouls, so he has one to play with. And Duncan's more of a threat than Mizuraka offensively anyway.
Lucas Idle 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. Fiore spins, gets the kick out. Nobody there. They'll work it around. Cross is really covered up by Duncan down low. Man's up, and he'll get fouled before the shot. I would think that's the call.
Yeah, he just took Taylor Duncan to school there. Excuse me, Jacob Duncan to school. Jacob, just a freshman. Man put on the floor and had his shoulders by him before Duncan could cover him.
We've got a timeout, and we got plenty left. Don't go away. Stay tuned to these local messages. You are looking at a Walgreens picture-perfect moment. Walgreens is a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right, Good Sportsmanship campaign. And those young ladies, of course, will be telling their children someday, oh yeah, we were down at state, and I know what their children will say. First they'll roll their eyes, and then they'll say, yeah, right, Mom. But now we have proof, thanks to Walgreens.
Part of the great excitement of 1A and 2A basketball is the way the towns follow their teams, and Winnebago and Marshall have brought huge throngs of crowds here.
Winnebago inbounding. Ranke. He'd like to get Cross inside, but the long jumper. Cross is going to, it looked like he might have had it. No, they're going to call a foul on Cross as he battled with that man, Taylor Duncan. Boy, they were both going after that rebound.
Well, this is a big play because that's his 4th foul on Cross.
Look at him, go after it.
Well, I don't know, that's tough. But the ball's going to stand.
Well, I can tell by Joe Murphy's facial expressions, he's not quite buying it. He's got a kind of a slight grin, or did have seconds ago.
That's a tough call. Both guys going off the boards, not one really taking advantage of the other, but
Duncan misses the front end, and we've got a foul in the lane against Marshall. Big 1-and-1 there. And we'll just trade 1-and-1 opportunities as we march to the other end. There you can see Tom Brannon going, whoa.
Well, both the Idle boys have 3 fouls. I wouldn't consider that, excuse me, that's the 4th foul now on Lucas. That is foul trouble.
So 2 big guns with foul trouble, and Ranke does just what Taylor Duncan did, missed an opportunity.
Yeah, he didn't give it a chance. It's too flat. You got to get a little bit more arch on that.
Lucas Idle
with 4 fouls.
Going against Ranke. The young men in red came in here undefeated, as did the young men in the orange and white up until yesterday, both tasting their first loss. Duncan hanging, no. Tip, yeah. Logan Idle in the right spot with the right kind of aggressiveness.
Well, this is trouble here. Cross and Gustafson with 4, Lucas with his 4th. I don't consider anybody with 3 fouls right now in trouble with only 4 minutes to go.
Fioria plants himself 15 feet away, knowing how important these free throws are. Hits about 74% on the year from the stripe, and this rotation falls off to the left. 2 one-on-ones missed by Winnebago.
The next foul that Winnebago commits, Marshall will shoot 2, so it takes that pressure of that first shot and the bonus out of here.
There's a pair of Duncans and a pair of Idles, and we also have a Brashear in there right now.
Cross covering Brashear too.
Oh, he got it to go. Lucas Idle had it almost stopped in midair, but he muscled it back up.
If you got HORS, he's going to lose in horse with that shot. That's a horse winner. A little double pump, strong move.
Yeah, because that ball was actually stopped in mid-flight. He had his arms basically tied up, but he kept with it, and when the defender fell away, he kept the momentum and somehow got the circus shot to fall.
Yeah, I'm glad to see these guys playing this way today, and because we didn't see this out of them yesterday. You can see why now that they are all-staters. But I wonder when the last time a team went 31-0 and did not have anybody on the first or second team all-state, as Marshall did this season.
The brothers now have 32 of Marshall's 54 points, as Winnebago now settles into desperation territory. Cross has to make that, and he makes up with the tap.
Here comes that pressure now. Winnebago's been able to create all kinds of turnovers on this press during the season.
Cross stayed with it. Has his team down by 6.
Marshall doesn't have to be in any hurry, Jim. And remember, again, every common foul is 2 shots.
Taylor Duncan fouled before he got that one off. And from the looks of things, A.J. Thomas is the culprit.
We've seen this time and time and time again. Marshall being able to take the ball in towards the paint and get the ball into the basket. They have had 36 points scored of their 54 inside the red area.
Yeah, a lot of reach in there on defense.
Right now, also 48 points scored by 3 players on the Marshall roster.
Duncan going for his 17th point.
Brashear has 2, Dustin Morey has 2. The rest of them have been Logan, Lucas, and Duncan.
Going for the 8-point spread. The winner takes home the bigger trophy. The loser still gets hardware. It'll be the first piece of hardware for Marshall. Of course, 2 second-place finishes for Joe Murphy not that long ago. Big 3 by Brad Ranke. Oh, they needed that.
32% on the season. Most people say he's their second best player. He's had a great tournament.
Idle with a nice kick out. Duncan will wait. Goes up. That's too easy. You can't let him in that close.
Good body control. They were ready to take a charge on him right then. He stopped on a dime and put it off the glass. Nice play.
Duncan now has 20 on the night. Sartorius with that big 3 at the end of the third quarter out there. This is Gustafson. He'll kick it to Sartorius. Another 3, way off the mark. Here comes Taylor Duncan. He is fouled as he heads up court.
Well, you love hustle plays like that. Sartorius going for the ball. Duncan took quite a tumble there, but you know, as a guy that used to coach this game, you just love kids that would just do that, sacrifice their body, go all out. I would stand up and clap if I could.
Floor burns are a badge of courage out here as
That's
Gustafson comes out.
That's his 5th foul. So he'll be back. He's going to play a huge role for this Indians team next year, but that's his last playing of this 08-09 season. So Duncan was 6 for 6 yesterday from the line, 6 for 9 today. That's 80%.
He is a cool, casual customer.
Each team has their full complements of timeouts left too, Jim. So strategy, etc., could be a big important factor with the timeouts. Maybe 2 when Winnebago makes a basket. They want to stop the clock so they can set up that pressure.
Sartorius checks out. Probably like to try to have that 3-point opportunity back.
Let's see if they score here, Jim, if they will stop the clock, because they do have 3 timeouts left.
2.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Ranke, oh no, how did he get to the glass? He still couldn't get it as the finish wasn't there. This one will finish. Logan Idle.
His 20th point.
Quickly as Messeraka, and he is fouled to stop the clock. A 10-point lead, that's Marshall's biggest of the night, and they have really played a great second half, Roger.
We'll get to see it again. Penetrating in there was Chuck Mizuraka. Oh, this is the Logan Idle shot for his 20th point.
And he had to get his body in between Michael Mann and the glass, and we're back after these local messages. Well, there's all kinds of looks at a state tournament, and right now it's looking bad for that Marshall fan as his team, which led by 3 at the break, is now down by 10. But hey, I'm still having a good time.
Well, flipping around, Marshall does have that 10-point lead.
I'm sorry,
That's
my mistake.
That's all right. You know,
he was so sad, I forgot.
Now Marshall took that timeout. Winnebago still with the full complement of timeouts. If they make these free throws, Jim, I would anticipate full court pressure with traps all over the court.
Tell you what, Logan Idle's been huge here in the last couple of minutes. That big tip and then the finish off the drive moments ago. Messeraka needs it, doesn't get it. They've missed too many one-on-ones down the stretch.
Yeah, they're 4-10 for the ball game. Can't win many games when you can't make them from the line.
So Winnebago trailing by 10, back on defense, looking for some kind of turnover. And it's going to be hard to get against the Idols and Taylor Duncan handling the basketball.
I think that sound you hear is the air being taken out of the ball, Jim.
Yeah, well, that was just a bad pass. Defense didn't really have a lot to do with that, but Michael Mann brings the ball down, goes up for the 14-foot floater, doesn't get it. Idle tips it, keeps it. That's a nice job of just knowing how to use your body and maintain possession, because Marshall, when the Idols have the ball, they're in good hands. That time Lucas Idle basically tipped it to himself. As A.J. Thomas says goodbye, but not forever, because he's only a junior. Just goodbye to this season with his 5th foul. So Winnebago ran into that buzzsaw named Seton Academy last night. Now finds a very fired up and fueled by Idle team here tonight in Marshall. They're just pulling away, Roger.
Well, when you make free throws, like you said, Jim, it can only help you, but Winnebago just missing too many free throws down the stretch, giving up chances to make 2 points when the clock's not moving.
And let's see how Winnebago tries to respond here. They're just going to attack. Messeraka can't get it. Idle's got the rebound. Lucas in trouble. He finds the younger Duncan, and now we've got a foul.
And that's it for Cross.
They're going to call Cross for reaching in, and for the 2nd consecutive night, the young man is rejected after being sent to the sidelines. Of course, he knows all about rejections with blocked shots, but this is not the kind of rejection he is used to.
14 points and 6 rebounds, and a couple of his fouls were not real aggressive fouls, but just enough for the official to blow the whistle.
Lucas making it look, well, almost repetitious at the free throw line for Marshall. Don't forget, coming up, Seton Academy. They are beyond good, folks, against Massac County.
Well, I think you're looking at the 3rd place team right there in the red and white. 14-point lead with 1.5 minutes. Winnebago still, though, with all 3 timeouts. They will stop the clock if they make a basket.
The first trophy in Marshall history, basketball-wise anyway. Fiore will launch in and out. The Idols look like they're just getting started. Marshall, they are everywhere.
They're not going to be looking to score, Jim. They're going to be just trying to run the clock out now.
And we'll see if Winnebago forces the issue, and they do. Sartorius will pick up the foul. Back to the free throw line goes Lucas Idle. Lucas Idle with 20. And everything's identical with these Idols. His brother Logan also has 20. And don't forget about Mr. Duncan. Taylor Duncan has 21.
The last 3.5 minutes, Marshall has made 7 of their 8 free throw attempts. Make that 7 out of 9 now. But they're the ones making them. And now Coach Murphy has thrown up the white towel, the white flags. They're putting in all the reserves. Great season by Winnebago. Came down here undefeated. They didn't get the trophy they wanted, but there's no need, guys, to hang your head. What a great accomplishment.
There they are. Tell them apart. I dare you. So we've got wholesale changes, and we'll try to get all these young men mentioned because they put in the time all year long, too. For Winnebago in the lineup, Alex Johansson wearing number 14. Number 23 is Joe Bronkema. Number 50 is Zach Draves, and number 51 is Derek DeMars. We also have one other Winnebago substitute out there. We'll try to find him. It's number 10, Brandon Kleinite. And for Marshall, it's celebration time as far as third place is concerned.
This town has sure embraced this ball club, and the Idle boys have been the poster children of this team.
Out in front with the basketball is Kleinheit, and there's a nice jump shot by Brandon, who gets on the books. With the basketball right now, it is Ethan Delp wearing number 12. 20 in the ball game is Austin Wetnight.
Delp, the fourth senior on this team, other than the two twins and Brashear.
And we've got a lot of contact and a jump ball in there. Also, Jordan Grooms is in the lineup for Marshall. Now checking in is Joey Francis. Checking out is Dalton Sanders, who got a little bit of playing time right there.
Well, the pressure's going to be on Winnebago, I think, to make another trip down here. And Marshall's going to have a heck of a ball club as well, with Duncan back and some good freshmen returning.
Tyler Bishop, number 44, also in there for Marshall. Ball is basically being tossed around now. Long jumper. DeMars can't get it. Back up, no good by Kleinheit. And finishing off the deed is Joe Brunkema. So Marshall will win it 66-55, and they will finish the season 32-1. Winnebago will fall to 31-2, but take home their first fourth-place trophy after having two second-place trophies already in the trophy case for the Indians. Well, I tell you what, Marshall found the touch that seemed to have abandoned them in Peoria. They really started lightening things up here in the second half.
They started out 2 for 7, wound up 24 for 54, so they got up to themselves to about 45%. Once again, penetration was the key to them, able to get inside the paint, had 40 points inside the paint of their 66.
And of course, Tom Brandon is standing by with our Lee Hall, and Lee, take it away.
All right, we're with Tom Brandon. I don't know what the lucky Buddha is, but he came out strong for you here in the second half. It worked, right?
Yeah, we made some shots finally. You know, it feels good to, make some shots, have the ball go down. You just got to say, all the credit goes to these young men. I mean, they've been awesome for us the last 4 years. They've been Marshall basketball, and they hung in there today and kept believing, and we did it.
Yeah, you go undefeated all year, you lose your first game, then 24 hours later you got to come back and crank it back up, don't you?
This is one of the toughest games that you got, I think, all year long. You got to come back and do this. I've never been fortunate enough to, have to worry about this. Again, all the credit goes to young men. They're awesome. I love them like family.
All right, congratulations. Appreciate it. All right, and now our country financial players of the game, well, they're together in all kinds of weather, aren't they? Logan and Lucas Idle. I can tell them apart as long as they got numbers on, right? The numbers were almost identical, guys. Lucas, 21 points, 10 boards. Logan, 20 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. So he got you an assist. Tell me about trying to bounce back. Lucas, you had a tough shooting day yesterday. It didn't go very well for you in the first half. What got it kind of turned around for you?
I'm not sure what got it turned around, but, shooters just want to be confident. I mean, it's kind of tough sometimes, but you just got to know each one's going in. And I still didn't shoot real well, but, all my other players picked me up and did the right things, and we did everything as a team to get the win here.
Logan, did it help a little bit that Cross went out there late in the second quarter and maybe it allowed you to drive to the hoop and get some buckets that way and get your confidence back?
I wasn't really worried about that. I was just trying to take the ball to the basket, try to find the open guy. And the first game yesterday, shots didn't fall. Today they started to fall, and you see all we can do. I mean, we did it all year.
Tell me about going home with the big trophy.
Oh, it'll be nice. This never happened in Marshall history. So for us to come in here and do this our senior season feels awesome.
All right, guys. Good luck to you at Indiana State. Not too much luck when you come to Bradley and Illinois State, though, all right? All right. Logan, Lucas Idle, our Country Financial co-players of the game. Congratulations to both Marshall and Winnebago, and we will be back with more from Carver Arena after this local timeout.
Well, the fans here entertained by the consolation game, no doubt, as Marshall comes back and takes it, and the Idol brothers leave feeling pretty good about their 4-year careers.
Yeah, they were what Marshall basketball stands for, and I'm just happy that they ended up with a good win for them.
Well, they're predominant on that stat sheet. Let's take a look at it. It's brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Well, once again, free throws really hurt Winnebago. Marshall was able to get the line more than twice the time there, but Winnebago just played a great game, just didn't have enough at the end.
And you can't say enough about the Idols, but never ever forget Mr. Duncan, because he was big down here both days.
And 62 of their 66 points scored by 3 players. So, you know, they rode the horse. If you got one, you might as well ride them. And Cross will be back next year. Rink will be back next year. So Winnebago's going to be heard from.
Yes, they will be. And let's take a look at some of these highlights as to how these trophies were passed out. The Idols were kicking in early.
Well, they share the ball so well. They pass the ball. They get it up into the shooting pocket. And there again, Cross, a penetrator. He can play down the blocks. He can shoot outside. Great pass. Once again, a nice screen there by Brashear. Brashear played, I think, a big role for them today, just doing the little things. Just a good team victory for Marshall.
And first times are always precious in a whole lot of sporting events, and Marshall takes home their first trophy ever in IHSA history. Jim Albrecht along with Roger Lowe. Don't forget, we've got a great contest coming up. Massac County and Seton Academy. We're back after these network messages.
What's your idea of financial security?